All right, everybody. So it's Friday. All right, we're all getting set up for the polyester power and patting the park tomorrow. Get your tickets at eventbrite.com and all Legends locations. So the forecast for today: 60% chance of showers, high about 77. Take the umbrella to work or wherever you might be headed. After I get off the air, this is going to be my daily message to everybody today. After I get off the air today, I'm headed to Memphis because tomorrow at Elvis Presley's new hotel, Priscilla Presley is premiering the new HBO special documentary about Elvis. It's going to be on HBO in April. It's called The Searcher. But she is premiering it in a special deal tomorrow in Memphis. And I'll be sitting watching this with Priscilla Presley. And most of you know how big an Elvis fan I am. So that's a really big deal. My message to everybody is this. You know, I'm from a very, very, very small town. Very poor. And you know, Elvis Presley died when I was 14 in 77. And I kept this little postcard on my dresser for many, many years of Graceland. It was a postcard of Graceland, and I had it in a little frame on my dresser. And I said, one day I'm going to get there, one day I'm going to get there, one day I'm going to get there. Never thinking I ever would. And first time I went, I put Blake, he was probably about 4, in his car seat. I was married, Deborah came. We went to Graceland, we went to Memphis. And it was cold and it was snowing. And it was early in the morning, and I didn't even know I was on, when I arrived, I didn't even know, we didn't have GPS and phones and all that, cell phones. I didn't even know I was on Elvis Presley Boulevard. Had no idea. And Deborah was sleeping and Blake was sleeping. It was early in the morning. And I see the airplanes. And I knew, I'd read enough to know that when you saw the airplanes, right across the street would be Graceland. And so there it was. In the middle of the night, I saw it. There it was. The reality was there. Something I'd seen on my dresser for so many years. Now, there it is. It's Graceland. And when I came to my senses, the car was, back then, Elvis Presley Boulevard didn't have a boulevard going down the middle of it. It didn't have a barrier. It was just all open. 2 lanes of traffic on each side going in each direction. When I came to my senses, that car was, the car, thank God it was in the middle of the night, because the car was blocking both lanes of traffic. I lost my mind for a second. And that's how big that was to me, that moment. There it was, what I had seen on my dresser as a kid for many, many years. There it was. And so, and I remember waking Blake up, and I woke Deborah up, and it was snowing, and I put Blake in his little green coat in front of the gates of Graceland, and I'm taking pictures at like 3 o'clock in the morning. It was awesome. And that became my new postcard, my son in front of the gates of Graceland. And so to go from that little postcard on my dresser for many, many years, wishing I could get to Graceland, to this weekend, sitting with Priscilla Presley in a room, intimate, watching this special. If you dream it, you know, that sounds like such a cliche, but if you dream it, and you dream it hard enough, and you believe and you want it, it'll happen. I don't care what it is. Because back then, I thought just seeing Graceland would be impossible. And I went from that to this weekend. I will be sitting with Priscilla Presley in Memphis. You think I thought that back then? No. But it's something I always wanted, to be involved with that family. And I'll tell you this, I'll go so far as to tell you this. People ask me, well, why are you such a fan? Because I believe Elvis Presley thought the lyric, it went through his heart and then out of his mouth. And my parents fought a lot. They weren't nice to each other. And it was a very difficult situation being an only child to live in that environment. And I would put on headphones, and Elvis Presley's voice, his voice, in those headphones would take me to another place. And that's how I escaped it. That's how I escaped the dysfunction in my house. I would go into my area, put on my headphones, and Elvis Presley's voice was therapy. It took me to another place. So that's why this man and his music and being attached to him means so much to me. And so my message to you is dream, and dream big. Don't hold back. Dream big, big. And sit back and wait for it to happen. Have a wonderful day.